Alright guys, I'm really excited about this show. This has been quite a few years waiting to meet this gentleman. Uh, I asked the local con to bring him a couple years ago, but before we get to that, let's get to our Two from the Tomb. So this week's Two from the Tomb, I pulled out some Howard the Duck, issue number 12. I had this issue when I was really young. I got it out of one of those 10 for a dollar back issue bin hauls, and I ended up trading it a couple years later. This is all back in the late 80s, but a few years ago I ended up picking up again. This issue is most notably for the or most famous for the first cameo of Kiss in comics. Issue 13 is the full first appearance, but whatever the hell that means anymore. It's like if you don't have one issue, that's the first appearance. But if you have the other one, that's the real first appearance. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna get into cameos and stuff like that, but that's the first appearance of Kiss in comics. That's pretty awesome. I was just always like this Gene Colan artwork in here. It just always made me just super cool, other than the stuff that I was reading at the time, and it just stood out to me. But there you go. You can see all the artist and the inker, Steve Gerber. So if you're gonna have Howard the Duck, and if you know the history between Steve Gerber and Marvel about the rights for Howard the Duck, you're definitely gonna have to pick up this issue. Destroy Your Duck. It's the special lawsuit benefit edition from Eclipse Comics. And if you're going to sue Marvel and you're gonna have a benefit, what better tag team partner would you rather have than the one and the only? You can tell by that splash page what's coming, other than Jack Kirby, who I'm pretty sure was pretty pissed off at Marvel at the time. So yeah, for those that didn't know, Jack Kirby did the artwork for the first 5 issues of this series. Frank Miller actually did a cover for issue 7, if you didn't know that. But a lot of people don't know that Jack Kirby did this book. Also, this book is, you can pretty much find Destroyer Duck. There's some issues, like the Frank Miller issue is pretty tough to find in like cheap bins, but the like issues 2 through 6 are, pretty much dollar bin stuff you can find. This issue is a little bit more expensive, but you can still find it in dollar bins, I'm sure. But the main thing, not the main thing, but one of the things that make the price go up is this first appearance of Sergio Gorna's Gru the Wanderer. So, first appearance. Like I said, this past weekend I got to meet an absolute legend. I was so lucky. I walked right into the con. It was an outdoor con, so I didn't walk into it technically. I went into the parking lot where it was being held, and I ended up getting right to the front. There was no line or anything, so I was super happy about that. Because the only reason why I think was because the weather was really crappy, but I couldn't make it the next day, so I definitely wanted to get there that day. And so I looked at the weather and rolled the dice and tried to play weatherman and get there when it was not raining. So, and it worked. I got to meet one of my favorites, and it was the artist creator Michael T Gilbert. I had asked him if he could sign 4 books for me. He was more than willing to sign them. I bought a couple things off him also, but I also but he's old school, so he signs the stuff on the inside. So this is like an anthology, this Vanguard Illustrated, but this is the first appearance of Mr. Monster, and he ended up signing it right there. This has been years of me wanting to meet this gentleman, and he couldn't have been nicer of a guy. Him and his wife were there, so super nice people. I ended up getting this issue signed too. It was one of my first issues. You can tell it's well loved. I don't get books signed to sell them or anything like that, so but I always, yeah, he signed it right there on the front page. Get that like that, some eye candy. Then this was one of my favorite covers of the Mr. Monster series from the Eclipse Comics line. You can see also signed it down there on the bottom. But yeah, I just love this cover. Just to got that sci-fi going on there. And I know a lot of people like signatures on the cover. I don't care. You know, if you're gonna do it for free, man, you can, you know, sign my goddamn forehead if you want. No, I'm just kidding. But I ended up picking up Mr. Monster, or not picking up, having him autograph Mr. Monster. And this is probably one I really like, the Dark Horse, some of the Dark Horse ones, because it's all in black and white, and I'm a huge fan of black and white comics. So, but yeah, it's just awesome. There we go. This should actually show the stuff. Just but yeah, it was so awesome to meet him finally. If you get a chance, definitely check out his table. Just super nice people, very old school, you know what I mean? Like, very grateful that he was so happy that I came and, you know, visited down there. He was happy with it to find out I was the one that requested that he come to the con. Technically, it was for last year's con, but we all know what happened last year. No need to talk about it. So he had a bunch of collected editions. He had a bunch of Mr. Monster stuff. I'm only missing a few issues, so I'm just like, I'm not gonna buy that. Any of the Mr. Monster stuff. So I just figured out, and he was talking about, you know, his first work in the industry, and so I picked that up, and it's the Complete Wraith. And he was nice enough to sign this copy too for me. So I ended up buying this off of him right there. You can see the nice signature. And this is his signature. Let me get on a little bit of a rant here. I'm so tired of seeing some of these artists do a little squiggly line and calling it a goddamn signature, you know? This is what it looks like. This is somebody that, oh, I give a damn about my fans, you know? I've met celebrities before. I've met, yeah, and they all do that little squiggly line like you're freaking bothering me. Oh, by the way, that'll be $50, you know? Get the out of here, you know? Anyways, so it's always nice. Like Todd McFarlane, man, he's probably one of the most popular people ever. That dude takes his time, writes out his signature. You know, granted, I don't think he writes TODD every single time, but he might do a T, but it's at least legible. Talking to you, Bill Sienkiewicz. I'm just kidding. Bill Sienkiewicz is a cool dude. But there's some other ones, man. You all need to get up your game here a little bit. But yeah, this is like the stuff he did in the 70s. You can just tell, like, got that all those tones to it and stuff like that. I just love it. I mean, it's black, white, grays and stuff like that. But talking about his, I didn't get a chance to read this all yet, so just take a quick look at this while we're watching or reading this together here, so I can get up here closer. Got that letter from Will Eisner. That's pretty cool, man. So yeah, I'm really can't wait to read this. But that wasn't all. This is probably one of my, make sure it's off camera. Okay. It's probably one of my favorite things that I got. Probably one of my top 5 favorite things in my collection right now. But I ended up picking up, getting a sketch signed on the bottom there. You can see Michael T Gilbert. I gotta get this framed. I went down there with the idea of having him put like a sketch on a different like comic or something, like a Walking Dead blank or something like that. But then I asked him if he had anything pre-made because I didn't know how bad the rain was going to be, if they're going to close up real quick. So I wanted to make sure I got something. And he had this one already pre-made, so it was like perfect for me. I was like, I'll take it no matter what the price was, you know. Well, within reason. So he ended up giving me a real sweet deal on this, man. So just super happy to have this in my collection. Just one of those, you know, you hear people say don't meet your idols and stuff like that, but it's just when somebody's super nice. Of course, next time when I go there, I'm gonna try to get something else made from him, and I'm gonna pick up probably because I haven't read any of his Elric stuff, so I'll definitely pick that up. But he's like gonna be somebody I just go find at the cons and stuff like that. And I asked the creator or the on the Facebook page of the con there. I asked if it'd be nice if he can come back to the future shows when it's not like ready to pour down rain. give you guys a close up of that. There's the signature right there. Focus, focus, focus. So that was everything I bought at the con. Just those 2 things, and I had my book signed. The comic book vendors that are usually there, they were no way in hell they were bringing their stuff out. So, but there was a shop down there, so of course I went looked in there a little bit. Didn't find anything really. I'll show that one after I show these 2. So I went to a shop closer in the city to where I live, and I ended up picking up Tomb of Dracula, issue number 55. We can take a quick peek in here. I just love this series. It's one of them series I've been picking up here and there. I think I'm pretty close to having either 20 or 25 issues. I haven't scanned them all into CLZ yet, but another. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like early 70s, early 80s, man. Gene Colan's on like everything, man. You'd be surprised if you like open a book and his name's not the artist there, but Marv Wolfman does a great job writing this. So I just been picking up the key issues. I'm not really worried about. I'm good with the facsimile I got for issue 10. The first issue, I've come across it for like $100 here and there, so I'm definitely on the lookout for it. But I'm not paying a whole lot of money. It's one of these series that I end up picking most of the stuff out of the dollar bins. And I ended up picking up this for $3. This one was issue 62. This is $2. It's Vulture Club verified, certified. But yeah, you got the I've been read, or found in the bottom of a toy box or something. You know what I mean? But we can take a quick peek in this one too. I didn't get a chance to read this issue yet. I did read this one, so highly recommend it if you like that Dracula and cults and stuff like that. This one, the Dracula fights his son. There you go. Yeah, I got most of my stuff scanned in, marble wise. I still got a lot of DC to scan in. It's not even funny, but I'm going to try to give an update. I think I'm going to try to find a way to record my cell phone on screen or stuff like that, so I can show you guys what I got in my collection and through that CLZ app. It's just an awesome thing to have. Uh, but yeah, this Tomb of Dracula is definitely a series I've been just like lately been buying more issues of, and it's gonna be reasonable. I'm not looking to spend any kind of money on it. Like I know mycomicshop.com, the prices are getting a little bit high on them, so I got to piece out on that. Yeah, we'll show these two here. So after that con, there was a store right across the street from it, so I ended up going in there and I ended up picking up the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, issue number 9. This is cover B, I believe. Then from my local shop that I always go to, I picked up, of course, cover A, and made sure it was back on my pull list. I'm a huge fan of the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I sort of got inside scoop of about 2 years ago that this was eventually coming out. I just didn't say anything because I didn't have, asked the guy if it was okay to say anything. So I never really talked about it. But I knew this was coming out. I just didn't know when. And just super happy because I had no idea it was coming out until I saw it on Facebook. And I was like, oh man, I gotta run. So I ran into my shop and grabbed it and I put it back on my pull list because I think I had taken it off about like 4 or 5 months ago. I figured too, and it probably like came out in previews like 3 days later after I took it off my. But the shop was luckily had a couple of issues left, but he ended up selling out of them, so it's a pretty popular series. But usually when a case like this, when there's a series that takes like, I believe the last issue came out in either 16 or 18, so it's been a while. I usually go back and like try to reread the whole run, especially if it's low issue. There's like 8 issues before, but I decided this time just because I know there's a lot of people that that might be new to collecting Sabrina and stuff, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna read it as issue 9. I sort of remember what happened in issue 8 and 7 and stuff like that, leading up to it, the second arc of Chilling Adventures there. But I figured I'm just gonna read this as some guy that just walked into the shop and pulled it off the shelf. So I can say I recommend this. It's PG-13. You're not going to get a lot of like, this is not Jaguar God, You're not going to get, a lot of gory stuff, but you're going to get, different shadowings to cover up, But, yeah, that's pretty cool. But I'm a huge Robert Hack fan. He's the artist that did this book. He's a local Pittsburgh guy too. He's at the shows all the time. But I recommend it if you like, short end of the story is Sabrina goes to find this guy that murdered a bunch of nurses. Gets into the cell, and then something else happens. So it starts off a little bit slower, and it starts getting into little picks up the pace a little bit towards the 3/4 in, and leads off with a cliffhanger, of course. So there's going to be definitely an issue 10. When will it come out? I don't know. If it'll come out, I don't know. But I suspect it won't probably be out till 2022, if we're lucky. Because I looked at previews, I didn't see it for issue 10 on there at all. But doesn't mean it won't pop up next week or anything. But if you're going to just buy this off the shelf today, I recommend it. I enjoyed it. The atmosphere of this book is, chilling. But try not to show anything right there. But the artwork is like, you don't see too much of this style out there right now. It's always just different, you know what I mean? Like it's its own thing. And Robert Hack, really puts a lot of work into this book. So I recommend it. Just pick up an issue, If you don't like it, you don't have to buy anymore. But you know, of course, I collect Sabrina, so I do collect the variants also. But yeah, again, highly recommend it. Check it out if you can. I'd like to see this book keep going. Just do it as a mercy buy. You know, buy for me so I can keep reading the series. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. Please check out the links down below. Check out my Instagram. I actually put this up on Instagram a couple of days ago, so hopefully you got to check that out. But definitely check it out if you can. See the back of it here. Yeah, before I go, yeah, doing the the long goodbye. But I watched this show and I wasn't really impressed with it. It's one of the things, I think Riggs talked about it too, that he went back and he was going to go back and try to watch it. I watched the first 3 episodes. You know, I really love this series, and it's just like, I don't know, something was missing. That's like a lot of the TV adaptations. I'm like the worst comic book fan ever when it comes to movies and TV shows. I don't watch them. Like I'm watching what is that? Why the Last Man? I'm still watching that. Then it just got canceled like a couple days ago. But yeah, I thought I was enjoying it. You know, not my favorite show. I really like the book or the comics, but it's not like I don't know. It just it seems like something's always missing on these comic book TV shows and comic book movies. It's just like I'm just a fan of the medium, I guess. I'm not really a fan of film that much. Not that I don't like movies or anything like that, but I just don't like comics in the movies. And I'm way behind. I do enjoy the DC movies. I know I'm probably one of the few people that actually do, but that's because I'm a DC fanboy. All right, guys, check you out next time.